Sweden is located in Northern Europe on the Scandinavian peninsula. It borders Norway in the north, Finland in the northeast, and is a littoral of the Baltic Sea and the Kattegat and Skagerrak to the west. Since 2000, it has been directly connected to Denmark by a bridge over the Øresund. The country's area is about 447,435 square kilometers, and the population of Sweden is 10.4 million. The capital of the parliamentary monarchy is located in Stockholm. Sweden is a member of the Nordic Council and the European Union, but the euro was rejected by referendum in 2003, and the national currency remains the Swedish krona until further notice. Sweden is one of the countries with the highest scores in the Human Development Index, HDI, in the world. The country's official language is Swedish, a North Germanic language closely related to Norwegian and Danish. Minority languages and regional languages are also recognized, including Sami. It belongs to the family of Uralic languages and is spoken by the Sami, an indigenous people living in Northern Europe, in Norway, Sweden, Finland, and also Russia. Tornedalen in northern Sweden is also home to a Finnish minority whose language is officially recognized. Due to its liberal immigration and asylum policies in recent decades, Sweden is now home to people from numerous countries around the world. Most immigrants live in and around the major cities. The north of Sweden is quite sparsely populated. The northern part of the country, also known as Norrland, accounts for about 60% of the country's land area, but is inhabited by only about 1.1 million people, which is only about 10% of the total population. The vast majority of the population lives in central Sweden, also known as Svealand, and southern Sweden, also known as Götaland. More than 2 million people live in the Stockholm metropolitan area, which is the political, cultural, and economic center. The Gothenburg metropolitan area is home to 1 million people, and Malmö, which is closely linked to the Danish capital region of Copenhagen, has a population of around 600,000. The climate of Sweden is cold boreal in the north, with long, cold winters. Much of northern Sweden is covered by boreal coniferous forests. The Arctic Circle runs through the north so that the sun doesn't set on some days in summer and does not rise on some days in winter. The south has a temperate climate. Deciduous forests can be found here, but some of them had to give way to arable land. Crops include cereals, potatoes, and sugar beet. The Scandinavian mountains run along the northern border. The highest elevation in Sweden is Kebnekaise, at 2,097 meters. Sweden is also home to over 22,000 lakes, which makes it one of the countries with most lakes. The biggest ones are Vänern and Vättern. Sweden's largest island is Gotland in the Baltic Sea. There are large iron ore deposits in the north of the country. The iron mine ore located in the immediate vicinity of Kiruna is considered the largest in the world. Due to the mine's expansion, the city will be completely relocated 5 kilometers to the east in the coming decades. In addition to the production of wood and paper, Swedish industry is particularly important in the manufacture of vehicles, aircraft, and space technology, with companies such as Volvo, Scania, and Saab. However, the overwhelming majority of Swedish workforce is employed in the service sector. Sweden's economy is considered particularly innovative, and the software industry plays a significant role here. The Stockholm area, in particular, has developed into one of the most important IT centers in Europe. Resident companies include Mojang Studios and the music streaming service Spotify. Music plays an important role in Swedish culture, and the country is one of the most important music exporters with numerous world-class artists. As early as 1980, the population of Sweden decided in a referendum to phase out nuclear power after the accident at the American nuclear power plant 3 Miles Island. However, this has so far only been partially implemented, and of the total 5 sites, 3 are still in operation. Nuclear power still accounts for about 30% of the total energy generation. Renewable energies now account for almost 60% of electricity generation, with hydropower in particular playing a major role. Sweden sees itself as a climate protection pioneer and plans to ban the car sales with combustion engines from 2030 and aims to be greenhouse gas neutral by 2045. This is all about Sweden for today. Thanks for watching. Until next time.